a few things about why software is so important. What about AI? How does all that factor in? Is AI sufficiently advanced? What other advances are needed for artificial intelligence to keep up, or better said, be more usable for automated driving?
Thanks you for that question, Pavel. If you allow me, I would just share a few videos about level 3, 4, and 5, so that the audience can also have a better insight what does it mean on the road. So it was till now just about speaking about the topic, and I think it's also important to see how this system really looks like in the reality. And after that, we can use it as an entry point for the discussion about the importance of AI. Is it fine with you?
I'm sure that we would all be delighted if you could see those videos.
Okay, then just give me a moment. So we will see traffic jam assist as a level 3 from Audi, then automated valet parking from Daimler, Mercedes-Benz as a level 4, and future outlook from Waymo. It is Google Car. I think it's more recognizable than Waymo. So level 3, let's go.
If you could also, doctor, give us a few, oh, there's the video. If I'm not wrong, at the beginning, we managed to see all the sensors that a vehicle has to have, essentially, on level 3, yeah? If you could give you also a few infos about the video itself and the technology behind it.
Yeah, sure. It's a really good point. Thank you for that, Pavel. There is no sensor type at the moment which can cover all scenarios and which can respond to all challenges. Example given with camera, you can detect and classify the objects. You can perceive the environment in a very good manner. But the problem with camera that it is really sensible to lighting effects. That is one point. Another point is with camera, you have a problem when it's when we have a heavy rain on the road, and that means that we have no availability of this sensor type at this situation, and it is not. It is something what happens really frequently. Radar sensor is really robust when it comes to lighting condition, when it comes to rain, but it is really sensible when it comes to snow. And the problem with radar is you can detect the objects, but you cannot classify them. You can detect, you can say, in front of me is an object, but you cannot say, is it a car, or is it a pedestrian, or is it a tree? That is drawback with the radar sensor. LiDAR sensor is really good type, and it covers a lot of scenarios. But the problem with LiDAR sensor at the moment is it is too expensive. That's one argument. And another argument is you cannot detect the objects which are far from you. So you can detect the objects that just in the front of you, like 2 or till 10 meters. But when we are driving on a highway, we want to detect and classify objects which are far from us, like 150 meters. So these are 3 main sensor types which come into the game, and they are complementary. So that means we need a combination of them. We need a sensor fusion in order to have more reliable input and in order to produce more reliable output, where we are, what are the objects in our surrounding, what is the proper action we should take in the next step, etc.